Well, if you didn't watch transfers, especially in the last video, I'd recommend you go back and watch that because it was a doozy. Made quite a few transfers, but also we were faced with the fact that not only did we only have one fit striker to start the season with, but the start of our season consisted of 3 competitive games in 1 week. I hate football sometimes. Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to part 17 of Club 3 of the MyCareer save on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where we start things off with the UEFA Super Cup, followed by a home game start to the season in the Premier League against Bournemouth. We are in the middle of those 3 games, as I mentioned before. We've played a weird competition against a team called Estudiantes, who are an Argentinian team who I believe won the South American version of the UEFA Cup last season. So we've just played that, and then 2 days later, we play Paris Saint-Germain because Football Manager hates me. But if you're excited to see whether we can beat Paris Saint-Germain, unlikely, and if we can then go and beat Bournemouth in the opening home game of the Premier League season, slightly more likely, then don't forget to leave a like on the video for me, and do not forget to subscribe as well if you want to keep up to date with the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. So, since you were last with me, not much has happened. I'll play that 1 game against Estudiantes. As soon as you can see, we won that 2-0. Ended up being fairly straightforward. We probably could have done better in terms of finishing, but because of injuries, if you watched the last video, you know we have had to change our formation to this rather than have the kind of the 5-3-2 with the attacking midfielder. We've had to go to 2 attacking midfielders. Now, the one good news is we've got Aka back. I could start him, but he's just come back from injury, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have him as a bench option, but yeah, I mean, just what is my life at this point? This is the 11 that we're going to be going with today. It is going to be Trafford in goal, then Marine, Ute and Owina as the defensive trio. Then we've got Leifson and Nuri out wide. Fernandez and Andre are going to be in the middle with Sjoquist and Grealish supporting Java up front. I have moved a Sjoquist and Fernandez about. Fernandez, I don't know. I'll tell you what it is. It's very simple. He's gone down by half a star as an attacking midfielder. It's a stupid thing to change him over because he did okay actually in that role. So, do you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it as it is. And we're going to go with that. But if I don't think that either of them are being particularly effective, we'll swap them around because Sjoquist can be more effective further forward. But that is the 11. Aka is back on the bench. We are almost at the point where we've got Ben Cook back as well. He's just not quite ready for this one, but he might be ready for Bournemouth possibly. But Atuesta is still 2 weeks away, so we're not going to be seeing him until the next video, unfortunately. But there we go. That is that. Instructions are on. I had to have a double check because every now and then that's burned me a little bit. This is a glorified European Community Shield. And I'm saying that because I've got a feeling we're going to lose. If I thought we were going to win, I would probably be more positive about our chances in it. But you know what? It is what it is. Let's just have a little bit of fun playing against a big European team. We're going to have to get used to this because we are going to be playing against this calibre of opposition on a semi-regular basis in the Champions League this season. So, yeah, going to have to get used to getting battered a little bit, I think. We know what our 11 is. Their 11 is going to be good because it's Paris Saint-Germain. Let's get underway and let's get going. They've got Vinicius Jr. in their side now, so they've gone back to signing Galactico players, haven't they? Gueye, obviously the English centre-back is there. Donnarumma is still in their goal. They've got Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, Xavi Simons. Pape Matar Sarr has ended up in their team, along with Kangin Lee, which is quite interesting. So, I mean, they're still rocking a very, very strong side, even at this point in the save. You could argue it's probably stronger than it is at the moment in real life, and it's quite a scary team in real life anyway. But we'll do what we can. We will do what we can. I'm not expecting much from this game. I'd like us to not get utterly battered, but I'm kind of accepting what will be. We're missing our 2 best players, 2 of our best players, who are our 2 strikers. Certainly in terms of form. On paper, they might not be the best in terms of star ratings, but they're certainly very, very good players. Right, can we not screw this up? Oh, I was a little bit worried then. I was a little bit concerned then, but we do have possession that we've got immediately given away. Leifson with a poor pass. Fernandez didn't get there in time either. Ball in. Ramos is there and it's 1-0. There we go. We have a hint of the ball. We make a mistake with it, which you can't afford to do that against a team like Paris Saint-Germain because they will punish you. And that's exactly what they've done in the 16th minute. Just right there. I mean, whose fault was that? Debatable. Very debatable. Fernandez really was probably a little bit caught napping, but it is what it is. I was expecting us to lose this game and we've gone 1-0 down. What can you say about that? At the moment, they are having a lot of possession. I don't know whether trying to outpossess Paris Saint-Germain's a wise thing, because it will give us time to dwell on the ball and potentially make mistakes with it. Sarr nearly putting them 2-0 ahead there. It's only James Trafford's hands that have stopped us from conceding that goal. Another corner, Nuno Mendes to take, looking to whip the ball in. He does so, and it finds the head of Awino. Doesn't head it out very far though. Back to Mendes. Mendes going to get it into Simons. Only a pass there, not across. Simons looking to get it across the goal. Concede another corner. We're defending these corners relatively well, but we need to find a way to stop conceding the corners. That's the problem. Mendes to take again. He's going to whip this one in. He does. Floating it in, actually. And Gueye just puts it just over. So we're lucky there that Gueye puts it over. And it gives us a chance to kind of regroup and try and settle down a little bit, as much as you can against a team like Paris Saint-Germain. Got a little bit of momentum there, but that'll probably get squashed quite quickly. It does, in fact. Still only the one shot that we've had so far. I do expect us to get a little bit bodied by the bigger teams, because as good as some of the players we have are, we're not the level of this sort of team. So I might do a little bit of tactical tinkering at the break, just to try and find a way to maybe get a foothold in this game. Because at the moment, what we're doing is not working. We're not having anywhere near enough attacks, nowhere near enough shots. I'm thinking what we'll probably do is counter-attack a little bit more. We'll hit some early crosses from the fullbacks, and we'll just try and get in at them a little bit more. Fernandes has been very poor today, which is very unfortunate. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Aka on and go back to our standard system. We're going to go to that. Sjöquist is going to go on attack. We'll just try and get him forward a little bit. And Andre is going to stay trying to be a bit more defensive. That's all we can really do. We don't have much of a plan B, which is probably a bit of a failing on my part, other than changing the formation. If I was to change the formation, I'm just going to copy this so I don't ruin this. I'd probably drop at least Andre back, maybe one other. Maybe clog the midfield up a little bit, but have them both on attack or something like that. So let's say we went with, I don't know, centre mid on attack. So have you two bombing forward. Ait Nouri, maybe we shift down to support, and then we have these guys getting forward, these guys getting forward in the counter attack. So we just try that. Maybe that's something we can do. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit silly to try that. And again, we just try and quicken the pace up a little bit. And we just go for it a little bit. No, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. And drop down to positive as well. Probably going on attack against Paris Saint-Germain wasn't the best idea that I've ever had. I did forget to change that. That's a really annoying point to remember, that you forgot to change something when you're actually in the game. Right, well, do you know what? Fortune favours the bold. I said that when we played Arsenal in the EFL Cup final and we lost, so it's only fitting that we're a goal down, and we're probably going to do the same here. We're just going to have a word with almost everyone and just say, you're not playing very well. I don't know, is anyone playing well? Rafa Martin, actually, at the moment, is the only one having a good game. So we'll tell him he's not playing bad. We'll tell Sjöquist he needs to calm himself down. And we'll tell Aka, go and enjoy your debut, because there's no pressure on you. Because there's not. Again, it's a glorified Community Shield for Europe, so it is what it is. I just want to try and put a little bit more speed on them and try and catch them unawares a little bit. If we can just get the ball off them and run up the other end, hopefully we can kind of wobble them a little bit. That's the plan. We have had another shot. We have had a bit of momentum. Disappeared immediately, but we had it. You saw it. It was there. I don't know, it's probably not going to work, but let's just give it a go anyway. I'm going to fire the boys up. We're only the one goal down still, to be fair, so, you know, I think we're doing a reasonable job at trying to do something. We've had a shot on target as well. Maybe it's working a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough to get us a goal, but maybe it's working a little bit. It makes you wonder what would have happened if we'd have started with that. Grealish has had a really poor game. It's not his fault. He's barely played for us, and I've thrown him into this game today, so it is what it is. Sjöquist has maintained. Leifson's going to come off for McKernan. We'll try and get McKernan to just whip some balls in. And I'm thinking as well, Dan Hughes can come on for Ute. And to be honest, we'll make the final substitution as well. And the final substitution will be... it's going to have to be Mapiu, isn't it? It's going to have to be, because he's the left-sided wide centre-back. So we'll make those multitude of changes and we'll go for it. And do you know what? We're going to go attacking for the final few minutes, because this system seems to be having more of an effect on them. And let's just go for it in the final few minutes. If we lose 1-0 or 2-0, it's fine. but we have a throw in. Aït-Nouri gets it to O'Reilly, goes back to Andre, to Mapiu, over to Rafa Martin. I keep calling him Rafa Martin, he's not as Rafa Marine. Into McKernan now, a little bit of magic with his feet, he's been tackled there, loses the ball in the penalty box but doesn't go down, but he's won the ball back even though he's got a terrible tackle. He whips it in, it's a poor cross from him though, but we maintain possession. Rafa Marine now bursting forward, floating it, looking for Jara, it's in the air. Aka couldn't quite get onto it though. This is more like it from us. Right, Andre goes back to Hughes. Don't let the highlight end. Keep going, boys. Right, Hughes into Mapiu. Out wide to Aït-Nouri. Yes. Looking for O'Reilly. Flicks it on into Jara. And we've gone and equalised. We've gone and done it. Don't you dare be offside. Don't you dare be offside. Don't you dare be offside. I'm sure the linesman's flag was up. Oh my God. Oh. How offside was it? It's country mile. That's gutting. I've really enjoyed watching us creep back into this game little by little. I think that's going to be it though. I think that's going to be it. Unless we can nick it off them and do a proper counter-attack, speedy counter-attack here, I don't think that's going to happen. Right, Zaire Emery. Looking to whip it in. Gets it to Vinny Jr. actually. And we nearly put it in the back of our own net, but we do not. Are we going to hold it to 1-0? I think we are. I think we're going to hold it to 1-0, which I'll take that. I'll take that. The fact that we've also managed to come back in that second half, really proud of that. But there we go. That is the UEFA Super Cup won by Paris Saint-Germain. Surprising no one. It's not even surprising me. And I'm the manager of the team who wanted to beat them. Well, we won the other one. That's fine. We won the other one. We won the other version of the Community Shield, which I didn't even know existed until today. Fine, celebrate your stinking trophy. It's a glorified Community Shield. What have you got to be proud of? Not that I'm bitter. It's one of those. We put in a very poor performance, but we weren't allowed to play because we're playing against a very good team. Jara should be ashamed of himself for the amount of chances that he missed, though, and that has been his problem. The problem is he's not good enough as a finisher, really, to be an advanced forward. And equally, he's not really good enough as a deep line forward to be a deep line forward. So he's a multitude of problems. We need to register Jack Grealish for our Premier League squad, apparently. So I'm going to quickly do that now. I'm not going to lie. I am disappointed at that one. But, again, bear in mind, of course, it is a case of we're playing against one of the best teams in the world there. It shouldn't be a surprise that we got beaten by them. If anything, like I said, we should be proud that it was only by the one goal. Right, I'm going to rest some of these boys. In particular, Shockquist needs a break. And then we'll come back for Bournemouth and hopefully we can put a beating on them. Now that we've got Aka back and also Ben Cook will just about be back. So Ben Cook, he's got full fitness, so maybe we'll start him, maybe we'll bench him, I don't know. But he'll be involved somehow, I'm sure. Would have been nice to go into it with a UEFA Super Cup win, but wasn't to be. Okay, we're back for the game against Bournemouth for the first Premier League game of the season at home at Molineux, and this is the 11 that we're going to be using. It is going to be Trafford in goal, Marine, Hughes and Owino in defence, Leifson and Aït-Nouri as the wing-backs, with Shoquist, Andre and Fernandez as the midfield three, supporting Aka and Jara up front. We are starting Aka today, although Ben Cook is available, but because he's literally just come back, I will keep him on the bench and bring him on as and when. He will more than likely get on the pitch, but we're going to have to go with that. We're going to go with our normal formation today. Because the other one clearly was a bit of a struggle against a team who we are, I was going to say, meant to be competing against. Not really. It's Paris Saint-Germain after all. But this team, Bournemouth, no offence to them, but we should be beating them without any real issue. Tactically, we're going to stick as we are. We are at home. Let's go for it and let's see what happens. We're going to go in positive at the moment. I'm not going to quite go attacking yet. Although I feel like we have done better in pre-season when we've gone attacking. So we'll see how we do. We'll see how it goes. Right. Let's try and get off to the league season with 3 points. We've obviously already started the season with a win. So because I'm really bad and don't delete things, my hard drive actually ran out of space. So I've just had to do a quick tidy up. Fortunately, it happened just as the game was starting. So we're here. So if there's an abrupt cut there, I do apologise. I've just managed to get the table up as well. As you can see, at the moment, we're at the bottom because, you know, we begin with W. But let's get underway and let's see whether we can get things off to a good start in the Premier League. I hope so. I hope we can. I mean, we're playing with our backup strike force today. Fernandez is starting to look like he's fading a little bit. Maybe we do the switcheroo with him and Shockquist. and we give Shockwist a nod in the attacking midfield spot. I don't know. I need to have a think about that one. We might give it a go today. At the moment, though, Bournemouth all over us, which is a bit of a concern. I'm getting man more from the boys. Normally, I'd encourage them, but I'm very concerned to see how all over us they are in match momentum. And they've had, we've not had many shots between us, but they've had more shots than we have, which is a concern. Right, Shockwist to Leifson. Leifson looking to get the ball to someone. Goes back to Rafa Marine, back to Leifson. Leifson not really looking to go on the front foot here, which is a bit concerning. Right, Rafa Marine into Andre. Back to Hughes. Hughes starting ahead of Ute today. Into Aka, back to Marine. We're keeping nice possession here, but we actually do need to do something with it. Right, Hughes. Can he find someone? To Awino, not Marino. Awino back to Hughes. We're just passing around our defence here. Ike Nuri now. Can he get it a bit more forward thinking? He goes to Shockwist. Shockwist. Ball through to Jara. And normally Jara misses. And there we go. I mean, it is a corner, but I didn't hold out much hope for that one. I've got to be honest. I was pretty confident that that he was going to miss. Aku is the one to take the corner. Looking for the head of Hughes. He does find him, but we're looking a bit sluggish out here. But then we have had a really busy week in the game, so, you know, it is not that much of a surprise. But it's good to see us starting to come back around into the game. But no shots on target so far. I am very concerned with Fernandez. I'm making the change. And I'm swapping them around. So Sharquist is going to be the attacking one. Fernandez is going to be this. I'm actually going to change them as well, so that we're going to have you as a Mazzala. Do we have you as a Mazzala, or do we have you as a... I don't know what to do. But what I want to do is change Shockwist to the playmaker and have Fernandez be the one bursting forward. I feel like that could be an interesting thing to do. No, we'll leave it as it is. We'll leave it like that. But I just want to swap them around because I want the player who's playing better to have the ability to get further forward. Because at the moment, Fernandez is not doing that well, particularly. I think we need to have a look a bit at our tactics though, because we are letting them have more momentum than us. Even if we're having more possession and having more shots, we're not doing much with the shots either. So, but again, take it with a pinch of salt. We are missing our two main forward attacking options today, which is obviously not great. But it's a poor first half from us, and we need to address it. I'm going to say that our shooting's not been good enough. I'm going to have a word with them. We'll have a quick word with the two midfield. In fact, no, Andre's been fine. It's been Fernandez. I'm going to say I'm angry with him because I am angry with him. He knows that he should be doing better than that. And then Hughes has also not had a good game. This central defensive position, it's kind of like the central attacking midfield position in the 4-2-3-1 narrow. It just seems to be a bit of a problem child at the moment. I'm going to bring Ute on. And also I'm going to take Fernandez off. I'm not going to give him any more opportunity to stuff things up. And I'm actually going to bring on Jack Grealish and swap him and Shockwist back around and just see what Jack can do behind the striker. Just behind the strikers, rather. And you know what? Sod it. Ben Cook's going to come on. I'm taking Jara off and we'll move him and Aka around, and Aka can go as the main striker. Let's just go the whole hog. 3 changes at half time. And the final one as well that I am going to do, we're going to go attacking. We're at home against a team that we think we should be beating. Let's just go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And also, I'm going to leave any other tactical changes, but I've got another couple that I want to make. I'm going to leave them just for the time being. Let's see how we get on in the second half first and see whether we can do things without having to tweak the tactic even more. I'm thinking of maybe reducing how quick we're passing, and also whether we're passing short or passing kind of long or medium length, and then we go and concede a goal like that straight away after half time. I'm berating the team. I am changing the tactic now. I'm going to keep the tempo at standard. We're going to do shorter passing, but we shouldn't be losing against Bournemouth at home on the opening day of the season, and we know this tactic is good enough for us to beat them. We know it is because of how well it did at the end of last season. And it's done well in pre-season as well. I'm really disappointed in the players at the moment because they've not turned up today. This is the important game, really. Again, the Paris Saint-Germain one wasn't that important. The game before that wasn't that important in the grand scheme of things. This is the important game. Right, can Aka get an early equaliser here? Yes, he can. His first goal for the club. Ben Cook with the assist. Ben Cook, since we've changed the system, he's not been perfect every game, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like when he's not in the team, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work properly at all. But you can see here, he drops deep, gets that pass to Aka. Aka, I mean, he's not meant to be the one who's scoring the goals. He's meant to be doing Ben Cook's job when Ben Cook's not available. But, I mean, to be fair, he didn't have a bad first half. So, you know, fair play to him. But It's good that we finally get a goal. I would like to see a few more chances on target. We've just got another one actually, which is good. Now we look like we're taking over a bit more, so maybe we need to start going attacking, and also just going with shorter passing maybe. Right, Shockwist into Aït-Nouri, looking to get a goal there, doesn't quite get it, but nice work there. Shockwist doing alright, Andre doing alright. Grealish is not having the best of times out there. Let's have a quick double check of everything. I'll put him on that, I'll put him on that, and I'll put him on that. We'll go with those options. I've just did that all in the middle of a highlight that didn't really come to anything, so that's okay. Right, Bournemouth in possession now. I'd quite like us to get the ball off of them. Leifson does really well there to do that. Into Cook. Cook, is he going to try and find Aka here? No, he's going to go back to Leifson. Leifson into Shockwist. Shockwist looking for a passing option. Goes back to Andre of all things. Right, Marine now. Outward to Leifson. Leifson back to Marine. Marine is really turning into a good little option on that right-hand side of defence. Like, I bought him to be in the middle, but he's not solved that problem. He's actually solved the problem I didn't know I had. Ball in. Aka's not even trying to get on the head of it there, but Grealish now on the ball. Goes for a worldie, and I tell you what, I'm really happy I signed Jack Grealish, because that was lovely. And he puts us in the lead for the first time in the game, and yeah, Super Jack Grealish doing Super Jack Grealish things. Oh, I'm best £3 million I've spent on Football Manager, I think. Just gets it, one touch, bang. Lovely stuff. On his weaker left foot as well. Can't tell I'm a Villa fan, can you? Oh, goodness me. I'm actually surprised we signed him, considering he's obviously a lifelong Villa fan and a former Villa player. I did think we might have a problem with signing him, but no such issue arose. Right, final couple of changes. I'm going to change Aït-Nouri for Beja. Give him a bit more football. And I'm also, Ute's had just as bad a game, by the way, at the centre of the defence. I'm also going to take off Leifson for McKernan, and we'll give McKernan a few minutes as right wing back in a Premier League game as well. And let's just get them out there. Let's just see if we can get another goal as well. We're freshening things up there. Let's just see what we can do. Helps if I press play. Let's press play and get to the rest of the game. Right, that highlight was a free kick for Bournemouth. I'm glad it disappeared. Right. I'm quite happy to see the game out now, but with the way that we've been playing, we probably could go and get a third, and I'd quite like that. I'm going to demand more from Ute, because he, again, has been quite poor today. Ute, I think, end of this season, we'll be getting rid of him, I think. As much as I loved him in the first season, that's got to be a free kick. There's no way in a month of Sundays that that's a penalty. I'll take it if it is, but there's no way that's a penalty. It's on the line, maybe, but I don't think it is. It is. Oh, my word, it is a penalty. Okay, fine. All right, then. It's Jack Grealish to take it and score it. It is 3-1. We have our third goal, and Super Jack Grealish has done it again. One from open play, a lovely screamer, and then he's gone and scored a penalty as well. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Oh, goodness me. Again, best £3 million we've spent. Hopefully. Oh, it feels weird to see him in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt, but I'm not mad at it for the context of this save. We've done well to come back into this game, to be fair, because we were slow to get into it, then we did, and then since we've got in front, we've not looked back. And that will do. That will do. Not the best game we've ever had, but it exemplified the fact that we are never fully beaten. There's always a goal in us. We just have to find it. Ben Cook as well, doing really well, coming back from injury to get that assist. And we open the season with a win that puts us in 7th, around the point we normally finish in the season. So, omen of things to come. It's interesting, actually. Will we do better with the players that we've signed this season that we have for the last couple of seasons? I think we're probably set for another 6th or 5th place finish, but it is what it is. Nadson 1, by the way, has gone on loan to Charlton because, you know, I still have a good relationship with them. 2 goals for Jack Grealish on his league debut, by the way. I will take that all day long. But that is going to be it for today's video. I kind of wish we skipped both of the European games and just came back for these two. The players finally do get a bit of a rest. They've got 7 days before the game against West Ham, which, you know, they need a bit of a break. I'm actually going to take off this just so they have one less session of training to do. But yeah, that'll do for today. I will come back when we get into the Champions League properly. So we'll skip September like we normally do. We'll come back probably in October. There's only 2 games in October. I imagine there'll be a third one. So we'll come back around October when there's a European game there. When we get the UEFA Champions League fixtures, I'll have a look and I'll see what to do. But it will be somewhere in October. The absolute worst case scenario is it will be the beginning of November. But it'll be somewhere in here. So I'll blast through these games. and we'll see what we come up with. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm happy with that as a start in the end. We laboured to it, but we got the job done, and that's the most important thing. And even more important than that, our Twester is going to be back in 12 days, so that's even better. I am actually just going to put Aka up front. Cook's going to go there straight away, and Fernandez is actually going to come out the starting 11, and Grealish is going to go there for the time being, because Jack Grealish had a much better game than Fernandez did. Fernandez is a weird one because he is a good player, but there are moments where I don't know how to get the best out of him. There really are, and he's not an inconsistent player at all. If anything, he's meant to be a consistent player. So I don't know whether maybe shifting him to be a central midfielder is better, just to give him something different to do. Is it something to do with the role here? I don't know, because when he was at his best, he was playing over here in the 4-2-3-1 narrow. That's when he was at his absolute best. So maybe there's just something with this system that doesn't agree with him. If that is the case, it's fine. He's worth up to 50 million-ish. If we have to get rid of him, we have to get rid of him. I'm not against losing him if we need to, but I'd rather not. Central defence as well. We need to work that out a little bit. I don't quite know what the issue with that is at the moment. It might be to close down less, possibly. So maybe let's take that off for a bit. But we need to do something about that, because both Dan Hughes and Ute both had poor games with that. For the next game, I mean, I'm doing this early, I know, but we'll probably start Bejetic, give him some football. I'll keep Awino on, because Awino, I think, has been relatively consistent, and I'll keep Dan Hughes there for the time being. But Ute will be coming in again at some point. But Rafa Martin, he's going to keep being Rafa Martin, whether I like it or not, apparently. Rafa Marine, I should say. So far, touch wood, so good. He's been pretty fantastic. Right, I'm going to leave things there, and I'm going to go have a lie down, because that was a bit more stressful than it probably had any right to be. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like for me, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all of the newer videos that will be coming from the channel in the future. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.